Going live.
What's up, everybody? This is the Crowded Room podcast with Alex and Jer. We got Andrew with us tonight, and
welcome.
This time, we're going to start off with some moments of clarity.
Oh, no way.
Why can't you say that we are just going to be the one thing you will just have to obey? Now you will see. Oh, my name. Let's rock. You and me, we have a tragedy. We must resolve, or all will be lost. There's no going back. Also, we're going, and I leave the therefore, cause it smells like fire. Darkness burning, peace of Lord desire. I can't you say? We're taking out the trash. Why can't you say? The pain you brought to me. Let's rock. We must resolve, or all will be lost.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back from Prince George, BC. It's the Crowded Room podcast. You're listening to Moments of Clarity. Another shameless plug done by Jer and our friend Andrew here. If you're wondering, Moments of Clarity was a previous band you guys recorded with. Who else was in your band? Sorry?
Just two of us. I mean, I guess there was more of us. Yeah,
we had
Chris,
a
two-piece, yeah.
Chris and Matt. Oh, yeah. Matt Matthews.
So Matt did guitar... Or did you write all the guitar and just do a studio kind of thing?
Well, so like how it started was like I didn't have a band anymore to play with.
Yeah.
And then like because I was working with Jimmy and Aaron Lee and even Dalton at one point, and we were doing a band called Virulent Host. Well, first it started off as Caldium, but then it turned into Virulent Host, and then members got switched in that band, and then like eventually the lead guitarist split to Calgary, and then it was just me, Aaron, and Jimmy, and then both those guys went on the third floor.
Right.
And then so it was like, oh,
third
shit.
floor is a psych ward for anyone that's wondering.
Mental health.
Mental health is important.
Don't fucking
it's the psych ward at the hospital. But go ahead. But
yeah, and then so I was like, well, I want a band to play with, or at least just like make music, because I was like, all this fucking, like, we're in the prime of our like playing lives, like going fast and like going hard, like technical death metal and shit.
But it was like a studio project where you kind of pieced everything together on a computer.
Yeah. And like I took like my drum kit and I sampled like the kick drum, the snare, like the cymbals,
and then clickety clack,
and then I cut everything up, and then re-EQ'd it and mixed it and
You
fucking
taught yourself to do all that, right?
yeah. I've been like fucking around on FL Studios since I was like 14.
Right.
I still to this day have no fucking idea what I'm doing on that
It's so
program.
He makes it
confusing.
happen though.
You could go on YouTube and watch these guys talk for like 5 hours of the driest information on FL Studios, and it's so hard to retain. It's like a university kind of course.
It's like unless you're super invested in it, like it's super technical and daunting, and it's kind of like if you're in calculus class and you know you shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I've found myself in that situation, not calculus, but principles of math. And I like after a week, I looked around and I was like, what the fuck? Why is this so hard? And I went to the counselor. I was like, I didn't ask to get put in here. And it took me a week to figure out I was in the principles class when I wanted the essentials.
Oh
Yeah.
man, my high school they just stuck me in essentials because I like skipped so much school, and essentials is like it's not essential.
No.
Like you're playing like
I remember
crib and
getting
like
kicked out.
solitaire and shit.
You just like say one stupid fucking joke or something, and the teacher would be like, get the fuck out of here. And you'd just go hang out in the library. Like he wouldn't report you as being kicked out, but he's like, I don't want you in my class. And I passed that class. I don't know how. It was more those days than not. But that was embarrassing. After like a week, I was just like, why is this math so fucking ridiculously hard? Like I did not sign up for hard math.
You know, math is hard. Fuck math.
They just put me in the advanced class.
Where do we turn the LED lights on?
Oh dear, we forgot about that. Amy Schumer's sitting in the dark back there.
Davey specifically requested.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I can't help you with that one. You do that. But yeah, so Andrew, you do this Moments of Clarity featuring Jer, Matt Matthews, and no bass player.
No active bass player. Like we've had a few guys that like I've talked to like try to do some parts, but nothing ever materialized. And the other guitarist, so yeah, I wanted a band that or I wanted to make a studio band to just make some killer songs, and like because I was like, I know all these guys, and like it's just wasted fucking talent. And like we're all pretty good, and so it was like we all wanted to, and then
as long as you show up and do it.
Yeah, like
otherwise it's hearing guys talk about we should make a band. It's kind of like hearing cokeheads say we should start a business or something together. Like
we should get into this shit, man.
I tell you, man, on Monday I'm gonna fucking sign up for a business license, and me and you, we're going somewhere.
Fucking bro, the way we sniff this, we could totally sniff out the fucking flaws in this.
There's no fucking hurdles too high. Yeah, but you showed up. You actually played a concert at the Mudfest, right?
Yeah, well, luckily, because the promoter's sitting right here, and the guy who put on the whole show.
Yeah, you know, what year was that?
2017.
I'll never forget. It was like July.
That was like
2017.
this time of the year.
It was like
2017.
Yeah, I remember because I texted you or I messaged you, and I was like, "This is the anniversary," because I was really drunk one night, and it happened to line up.
That's awesome.
It's sweet. Like we actually had a whole band back then, but now it's just like us, and so it is mostly just stuff we record. Like,
yo, we got to give a shout out to Chris Wolburn though. I'm trying to I'm trying to spit his name out in the rest of the story. So I
need a bam bam bam. That wasn't it.
Fucking Chris shreds, bro.
One of the original members of the band.
Yes, because like me and Chris were in a band, Oposphere, which Jer was also in.
Oh, really?
And we
what
were
year
in,
was this?
We were
tell
in
them the story with that.
Yeah, so I met Chris Wolburn and Kyle.
Yeah.
And it was like 2009. I go to this random chick's house for a party, and it's just those two guys and two chicks. And then I show up. And then I forget what happened, but we were talking about Cannibal Corpse of all fucking like, we're like hanging out with girls, and all of a sudden the boys are just talking about Cannibal Corpse. And then they're like, they're talking about I think it's an album. Entrails ripped from a virgin's cunt.
Oh, hell yeah.
And
man,
like,
who's hungry?
Yeah, so we're talking about that, and then I because I like wanted to be a screamer in metal as well as a drummer for some fucked up reason.
You want to do every instrument?
Yeah, I wanted to just fucking be the band.
Yeah. I get it.
But anyway, so I screamed it, and then they were like, "What the fuck?" And then I was like, "Yeah, man, I love metal," and they're like, "We love metal too," and then we're like, I was like, I like smoking weed, and they're
Did
like,
we just become best friends? Yeah.
we love smoking weed. Yeah. So it's just like, and then so I was like, yeah, I got a drum set, and then they came up to the house, we jammed, and then they had already played a show out at Summit Lake Mudfest 1.
Oh, and
it
I
was
never
actually
saw that one.
It was
yeah.
actually like my original band that they made. Actually, I shouldn't say like I joined it, but like it was the first band I was ever in. And then after I left, he replaced the drummer. And then years down the fucking line, I get invited to be in this band. And they're like, yeah, we used to be called Oposphere. I'm like, oh yeah, I used to be in that band.
Yeah.
Like years later.
Nice.
And like like Kyle, bless his heart, you know, the guys he was gifted. He ran into Kyle
Baranek.
Baranek or Baranek, or I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but you know, he ran into a little bit of some tough times, and then so now he's moved away. He's married. His life is great. He's got a kid. Like everything's going really good for him.
Cool.
But while he was in the band, though.
Yeah, his life kind of fell apart.
Right.
I'll just say that.
But he was actually amazing. Like if we would have still had him, holy.
They probably like Oposphere, we probably would have toured somewhere. Like his voice was incredible. Like he was the only kid that could sing and scream, and his singing was kind of like Iced Earth meets like Zach Wildish, like Black Label Society, and like it totally worked. And like,
and he was really good at guitar.
Yeah, and he could scream and rip the guitar and play solos.
Wow.
So I would do the growls, like powerful growls, and he'd sing the chorus and stuff. And man, we had some songs that were like, man, I miss them, man.
They were fun. They were fun to jam, and yeah, like totally. It was totally a sick era, and then that one ended, and then I didn't meet Jer until 2015 or 2014, one of those years. I was trying to think about it the other day, and I'm pretty sure I met him through Kyle G, because me and Kyle G were trying to make a band with the other Andrew, and then Brad Wood. Mm-hmm. And we actually we called it Pushed In Face Wayne, and there's like a story behind that, but I'm not gonna get into that because I don't know how credible it is, and I just don't want to be spouting some shit. But yeah, so that was that band, and we actually had some good times jamming. And then he was like, "Yo, bro, my buddy Jer, he lives on First Ave, like pretty close," because I was living just on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And then so we go over there and then start smoking weed, drinking beers, and then we start talking, and then Oposphere all of a sudden pops up, and then fucking Dwayne walks in the door, and it's like, holy shit, because I'm pretty sure Dwayne,
it's our mutual friend.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dwayne, he named the band Oposphere. He came up with the name Oposphere. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
That's how that went down. I could be wrong though.
Right. You're like, and you guys smoke pot? Holy fuck.
Holy.
You guys are fucking cool.
That's awesome. Okay, so then today, though, you're not really playing anything in any band, hey?
Well, see, that's the weird thing, because 2017 was the last time I ever played live. And
where was this? What band was this?
Well, I played for
that was
Moments of
Jer,
Clarity
right,
with Jer,
yeah.
And then I played for Matt Matthews' band, Dead Horse Hill.
Oh, really?
And yeah, we played at the Westwood. And
nice.
that was a fucking killer show.
Yeah.
And we did that in August, I think. And yeah, that was fun. And then Matt moved back to Burns Lake.
Yeah.
And then so I just didn't have anybody to really jam, and then I also moved back into my parents,
right?
Did that walk of shame, and hey mom, what's up?
Hey, my laundry's on the fucking chair.
I'm like 27, can you take me in? And then so yeah, I was living with my mom, so I didn't have a jam space, because every time that I was before that, I always had a house that I was living in with nobody else but me, so I could always have a jam,
make as much noise as you can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then so lost the jam space, and then start crafting Moments of Clarity in my fucking little bedroom. I used to call it the messy bedroom studio.
Okay. Sounds familiar,
because it was it's literally fucking 12 feet by 12 feet, just this little square. So it was perfect, and it was a little hyperbolic time chamber kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I just would sit in there, and then I had my amp right behind me. I'd sit on the floor cross-legged with my guitar in my fucking hand. And then I would just click on, like, I had my laptop, which the screen was broken, so I had it closed.
Right.
And I had it like sitting on this fucking step stool and going up to my 40-inch TV, using that as the monitor. And then I would just like, or sit on my bed and click, and then just like start recording, and then start making drum samples, and then finally
room studio.
Yeah, and then finally we started making some actual songs, and then I brought all the gear over to Jer's, and we started recording some vocals.
Right.
Remember when we did the group vocals?
Yeah.
we were able to like make a group vocal noise just by like recording our own voices. Like, I think I did twice, you did once, and we just yelled from across the room. Yeah, layered 3 of them. I think that's all it was.
Nate was supposed to be a part of that, and
he refused.
He just shook his head.
He was like, "I'm just gonna sit here and watch. I'm gonna press the play and the stop button."
Yeah,
that's cool though. Yeah.
No.
And every time he came over to record vocals, I swear we're always using a different mic. So like every single song we have, like my vocals sound like a little bit different.
Well, actually, we were using the same mic, but we were using I kept changing the fucking settings.
That's what it was.
Like the highs, the mids, and the lows. I kept changing them, and I kept changing the gains. And then while I was in that little bedroom, I was able to like kind of like map out a pretty decent tone out of it. And then so I started just bringing that, and I stopped touching those knobs. And then I was like, fuck. Like, I took a picture because I was like, if those knobs get moved, I'm fucked. Like, I'm going to be sitting here for another like fucking 30 like
years.
Fucking 30 days trying to figure this out again.
Yeah.
No good.
But nowadays,
yeah. So what are you doing now, kind of?
So now,
what's a day-to-day life for Andrew? Just to pretend you met a new person that like you never met before.
All right. So first thing I do is I wake up. If it's a weekday, for instance, a Monday, I wake up, fuck Monday,
fuck hard,
and then no fucking, no.
Not Monday, not Tuesday.
No, Mondays aren't days to fuck.
No,
especially fuck with people.
Yeah. Fuck Mondays.
But no, I just wake up, go to work. Summers, like,
where do you work?
Like, I work at a rental company, like a event, party rentals, and yeah, it's.
I know this, but tell the audience. Yeah.
Well, I as you can tell from my shirt and my mustache, I'm a drug trafficker.
Basically,
you look like you sell something.
No.
Whether it's cars.
You look like the Norm guy in Jurassic Park, where he's like, hey, "Look, nobody cares." Yeah. That meme.
Starts eating fucking shaving cream.
I feel like you have a 2000 Honda Civic to sell me.
I wish, because that would actually go for a bit now.
Yeah.
Have you seen the prices?
Basically, yeah. That's cool though. But so, and when you get home, you keep working. You're streaming your ass off on.
Well, for a while,
on Twitch.
Yeah. So like, I streamed a little bit on Twitch. Yeah.
You stream more than us, and we try to do it pretty regularly. So what game?
The veteran.
What game do you usually play?
Well, see, I've kind of, I guess, could call myself a variety streamer now, but like I started dabbling in streaming in 2015,
right.
And
but like, you notice like you get higher views when you play X game.
But there are, so games will have a cult following.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, if you like, I grew up playing Halo, and Halo is one of my favorite games of all time.
Tell us
like
about
franchises.
your Halo journey.
So like probably like 10 years old, 11 years old, when the Xbox first came out, Halo was a release title. I
remember seeing the demo on a disc that got out of a magazine for Halo 1.
Yeah, like you played the first campaign
on the
original
Xbox.
Yeah.
Man, that's old.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I saw it come out and the Xbox, but I had a PS2. And that's all I played.
Right.
Because that was all like back in the day, family, like my parents would just buy a console. Like they bought the PS1 and the PS2.
Yeah.
And then it was just like I wasn't really into games that much. I was more into like watching kung fu movies and
right.
dumbass.
I was into both.
And then so like eventually I went over like it all like I didn't have an Xbox and I hadn't played Halo, but in grade 8 I met one of my best buddies. It's Steve. Yeah, I'll say Steve.
There we go.
And
and the internet will know.
And yeah, I go up to his house and he ends up playing Halo. And then around the same time, a bunch of guys in my Halo club my Taekwondo club, they were also playing Halo.
Right.
So then I'd go over to all these guys' houses and we just like split screen 4 players and just like play all night, like on a weekend, have a sleepover, right?
I remember those days, yeah. And we used to do that with like Smash Bros. We used to do that
we all had a game
like,
we did that way.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Like a lot
several
growing
games,
up,
probably. Yeah.
And then that place on Massey opened up all fun and games, and you could go there and play like it up against everybody from the city. So then that was like a huge game changer.
Like, let's go, motherfucker.
Like, yeah, I remember because they were like, "Oh, fun and games, man. That's where all the best players play." And then it was like, I remember literally the first time I went there. It was for my buddy Mike's birthday party. So I get dropped off, and I'm nervous because I'm like, "Fuck, man, these guys are the best." And then I was nervous, and we end up going in, and I think there's probably like 7 or 8 of us. I can't remember.
Right.
It was so fucking long ago.
Right.
But then, so we start playing, sitting down, and then all of a sudden, it's just like, man, I'm shooting all these guys in the head. It's just like we're in the basement. And then,
well, just like we're in my basement, just shooting guys in the head.
Shot guys in the head in the basement. Yeah,
well, on a game,
I get
God
it.
damn it! What are you, a fucking lawyer?
Goddamn boomer here.
All right, settle down.
We're all millennials here, guys.
I know. So you're kicking ass at Halo, and how far do you take this Halo?
So like, yeah, we're playing all fun and games. I end up like winning like a lot of games. I figured out I'm pretty good at the game.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we had a free for all tournament, and then I won that. And then they gave me a copy of the game, but I didn't have an Xbox.
Right.
So it was like, what the fuck is this? So I gave it to a friend, and I was like, yeah, I won this weekend playing. So I gave it to a friend, and then it was great. Not till grade 9, I saved up a bunch of money from like mowing lawns and shit, and, like doing chores around the house, and then ended up buying my own Xbox.
Yeah, and
then fucking Halo 2 was out. It was just coming out November of 2004, I think. Yeah. And when that game dropped, like I got my Xbox, I believe, like I didn't get my Xbox until the summer of that year.
Yeah.
So then it like the whole school year, and then finally, like I want to say like June, I finally got it. And then for that whole summer, 12 hours a day, even longer, I just fucking played Halo 2.
It was go time.
And it was just unbelievable. And then like I used to have a good crew of guys like Scott, Clay, fucking Travis, Jay, and we always used to play together, like system link the Xboxes in Jay's basement. And then the next time I go there, I'm just fucking spanking them all. And they're like, what the fuck? Like, you've had an Xbox for like 2 weeks and you're already fucking better than everybody.
Have you touched grass?
And then, so yeah, long story short, ended up getting good at Halo 2, played it a little bit competitively. Like, ever since like playing, I retired from playing competitive back in like 2016.
So when you say playing competitive,
yeah, I went to Edmonton and played.
Explain what you mean by playing competitive.
So like competitive just means like you go to tournaments, organized tournaments, and then you play those
physically
tournaments.
Go to the tournament.
Yeah, and then like there has to be a prize pool. Like you'll either win like copies of the game, controllers, merch, or you'll win like money. And like back then, like this was like the how esports kind of started. Was with like Counter-Strike, Halo, and like Quake
and local multiplayer.
And I'm just talking FPS, and like so that's like it was like we're like the grandfathers of fucking esports.
Yeah. Before like there was like because now
$1 million prize.
Yeah, exactly.
For first
you
place.
can win a Fortnite tournament and win
And
25
guys are
grand.
insanely good.
Yeah, that's all they do.
I have a friend from growing up that he joined an MLG team where you just went online.
Yeah.
You didn't go to
Explain
any physical.
what MLG is.
Major League Gaming.
For those who don't know.
And as far as I've ever seen or met, he's the best player that I've ever met. And he was still like, I don't think he ever like dedicated himself fully, but he didn't make it. That's not his profession today.
Yeah.
But he's still like the best player that I've ever kind of came across in Call of Duty.
Okay.
And in all first person shooters, honestly. His name's Trevor Knock. If anyone else knows him out there.
Is he from here?
He's from Burns Lake. He still lives in Burns Lake. Yeah, he'll still play with you.
He's knocking him dead, shooting him in the head.
Knocking him dead. He'll play most everything that you'll see out there. But and just never dedicated himself to it, never took it anywhere, but he was insanely good.
Yeah.
Like he's one of those guys where you're playing, say, Warzone or something like that, and you're like, oh, if I get 2-3 kills, I'm good. He's like a median kind of a 6 or 7 kills a game. Yeah. And you're just sitting here like, what am I doing wrong? What's going on in your brain that isn't going on in my brain?
Well, there's a lot of things, man. Like there's some YouTube videos and shit you can look at. They did studies on like pro gamers' brains. Yeah. And like their brains are fucking working so hard. Right.
And a lot of that, like it's just unattainable for some people.
Oh, for sure.
They've got different fucking hardware.
It's like,
the amount of hours you have to put in to get like comfortable with like playing the game on that level. Like,
Sure. And nobody's going to sit there and claim like how many hours they have. A lot of kids grow up playing games more than others. But you just sit there and you think like, what am I like crippled here? Am I dumb? Like, is my brain slow? Can I not compute these? It's a computer game, right? There's just an algorithm going on that you're supposed to get ahead of.
Well, there's like, once you get to the highest levels, like there can be a guy that's so naturally gifted at the mechanics of the game, like just super talented, like can join a game and take over a match. But then once you get to the upper echelon of like competing and like the real teams, like you go up against the guys that are pros, semi-pros, then it starts to become less about solo mechanics and it becomes more about teamwork and communication and maturity, which you don't have when you're fucking 14 to 16. No. And so it's like a lot of drama, a lot of kids getting dropped. They have one bad game, you know, like you go 3 and fucking 23 and then you're cut for next tournament, like you're gone. Right. And then it was a lot of like things you had to think about. And so like I played on a lot of low-level teams. We didn't win much. Played a lot of online tournaments. That's where I won the most. And then so like it was funny because my mom had no clue that I was playing these. And then I would just like I put my address down and they'd ship me the prizes. So I had like copies of games coming, controllers. Yeah. And then I met one of the best my best online friend ever, which is Radzilla. Shout out to Radzilla. Yeah, we see you, buds. He's sleeping right now. He lives in Georgia. Oh shit! Well, you like
that's a good way to derail a fucking conversation train. But finish your thought.
Anyway, yeah. So I met Radzilla. We played, and then played a little bit of competitive, and then Halo 3 came out, and it just wasn't. It wasn't like it was when they changed. They changed the shot registry from hit scan to projectiles. So then the BR, you had to like pre-aim a little bit, like, and then you had to lead your shots. Yeah. And I just wasn't down for that because I was so used to Halo 2 and Halo 1's hit scan.
Just point and click.
And like, point and click, fucking whoever has the best aim wins the gunfight.
And shoot and smash with your shotgun, you got to kill it. I remember Halo 3, that was a big one.
And then, and then you had to learn the different movement and how to correct, and it was like, well, what the fuck, like
what's going on here? I remember Halo 3 was the first one that I started playing online, and the community, like when you were in a lobby like getting ready to play a game, just fucking the most slurs and swear words you could ever think. It was like it was like the beginning of people ever getting to talk to each other.
Shit online would get canceled these days.
So you just imagine it was like toddlers that knew how to swear. They're just like, yeah, fucking N-word. Like, yeah, they didn't. It had no context. It wasn't like a good burn. It was just how vulgar could I be in this 30-second period where everyone heard my mic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like we'd all fucking be in pop culture jail,
right? And the Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. Did you ever play that one?
Oh yeah. I played Modern Warfare 2. One of the best CODs for sure.
Because when Modern Warfare 1 came out, everyone was kind of shitty at it. Because like you said, the new dynamics came out.
You had to relearn.
Everyone sucked, so no one talks shit. Modern Warfare 2 comes out, and some people are like, yeah, I got some of this, so fuck you. And while the screen's loading, you see everybody in the lobby, and they can all hear your mic at the same time.
Yeah.
They would just talk so much shit.
At the start and at the end.
Yeah. And it was just like the most
kids.
vulgar stuff you could fucking think of. Yeah.
Shay says, I know I'm supposed to be there, but I've got 2/3 of my kids being terrorists right now.
Oh, Shay was supposed to be here, yeah.
Terrorists.
Who's Mama Triple?
I don't know. She said the rage. I think she's
shout out Mama Triple. She's from my stream.
Oh,
she's
nice.
Really?
Nice. Mama Triple's
how did she follow you?
Super
your
great
Discord.
supporter. Yeah.
There we go.
She followed from the Discord link. Mama
That's
Triple,
awesome.
I hope you're doing well. We miss you.
Shout out Mama Triple.
Hell yeah.
Cypher 90.
That's my boy Clay. That's a hometown boy.
Like, hey, I know Steve when you said Steve.
Right on.
My buddy Sean says Marvel vs. Capcom. That's when we were talking about we all have that game that we all used to play all weekend.
Right.
We all used to be kings at.
So Sean and I and our buddy used to play that. We eventually got some more people, but like we were the upper echelon.
For sure.
It's funny once I started playing online. It's just like a whole different thing.
Oh,
it's like I could beat all my buddies so well, but it's like you play online. It's like there's some kid out there that just whoops your ass.
And they're 8 years old.
Probably, yeah.
Well, that's the thing about competition. No matter how good and talented you are, there's always somebody out there better.
Right.
And like they might not be there now, but they're coming. And so it's like age, and so like we're getting old. And then 2015, I don't play any tournaments since Halo 2. And then Halo 4, I played one free-for-all tournament.
Right.
And then I ended up winning. It was online. It was like 9 rounds of free-for-all. And then I ended up getting the most points.
Yeah.
So I didn't win any money, just won a tournament. Cool. And then 2015 comes, and you can download the Twitch app on your Xbox.
Right.
And
see, I've never gotten into Twitch. You should tell me about how Twitch works and what's going on over there.
Andrew has a lot to teach us as far as streaming goes.
But let him finish his thought here of what his timeline was.
Yeah.
Well, like Twitch is a it's just back then it was a streaming games platform. And, that's all you basically
back when nobody did it for a living.
Back before all the booby streamers and all the just chattings and like the IRL streamers, and like there's a lot of cool streams now. Like I'm glad it's evolved.
Right.
But like back when I first started, it was just because like I built my account, like I created my account back in 2013, and I was just watching other people do it, and I always wanted to do it. So then I was like, well, as soon as I saw that you could download the Twitch app, and I was like, I don't got to spend a ton of money on fucking on a computer and a capture card, because that back then that's the only way you could do it on console.
Yeah.
And then so you download that Twitch app and you can stream straight from your Xbox. And I was like, well, that's a fucking no-brainer. Yeah. It's like I don't care about having a camera. I just want to play Halo and see if people watch.
Yeah.
And then so I turned it on, and then 2014 they came out with the Master Chief Collection, so they remastered all the old Halos. And then so I started playing Halo 2 and Halo 1 again, the games that I grew up playing, the games that I like, nostalgia basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm still like killing it, and I'm still like doing well. And then so like I'm streaming it, and then I see like I have like 10 viewers, and then I'm like, holy shit, but I can't see chat. Because like I don't know about like having it on your phone, reading chat. I don't know about like anything other than just pressing the stream button, and then it showed a little icon of like how long you were streaming, how many people were watching, and how many minutes you've been live.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's how long you've been streaming. It would There was a third one, but I can't think of it right now.
Yeah. Weren't you like number 4 in Canada or something like that?
I wasn't ever number 4. I was like probably like top 15
in Halo.
In Halo.
Halo what?
In Halo 2.
Oh, okay.
Only in Canada.
Online.
But like I don't know, like I went to a Halo 2 Nationals tournament in Edmonton at the Microsoft store, and I didn't know it was national. I thought it was just like city.
Yeah.
And Edmonton's a huge city, so I expected to meet some like really nasty kids out there, and then we ended up placing 5th at our store. And then the points we got, we ended up coming in like I think like 10th nationally.
Oh, okay.
So, and I was playing with somebody that was their first tournament. So I went into it not expecting anything, and I just wanted to show up and have fun. That's all I did. And then
cool.
I don't know about the place. Like I was 26 at that time. I was pretty much like ready to retire. Like esports careers are quick. They don't last that long.
Yeah.
And mine wasn't even a career. It was just like a hobby.
That's why I can appreciate someone like Dr. Disrespect so much. He puts so much writing into his persona as well. Like the first 15-20 minutes of his stream isn't playing games at all. He's playing music that he wrote. Like he clickety clacked all this like synthwave stuff that he plays.
I didn't know that he make them.
Yeah,
well, he found a producer and they partnered up.
And then he does green screen fucking skits. For like 20 minutes he'll just sit there in front of a green screen.
Well, and I don't know how much of that is planned. He probably just does a lot off the top. So
I think it's almost improv, right? So and that's almost more impressive. Like you just sit there in front of a camera and fucking wing it live to the world, and he gets 250,000 views per video and shit.
Yeah, like the guy, he's one of the OGs that's been able to monetize it and become like fucking filthy rich.
Insane, dude. And I really appreciate like his not only his skills, he's got insane sniper skills. Like
he's definitely an above average gamer.
When you're doing like the sandbox multiplayer with like SMGs, maybe he doesn't keep up with the young kids. But if you're doing BR sniper open field kind of scenario, it's fucking insane to watch him.
Oh, he's
one of the best in the world.
Oh, that's why he's got like he gets like 50 to like 10,000 viewers a stream. So I mean, like
dude, and he can keep the comedy. He keeps his character going the whole time.
Like that's his thing, is the character. Like he found a niche area where not a lot of people were playing characters. They were just being themselves playing games. And then so he's like, fuck it, let's make a production kind of thing. Let's build something.
Same thing happened in rap. In like the early days of the 90s and rap, like a lot of people are just trying to be themselves, and then you get people who are like, no, I'm gonna do this weird gimmick. Like you have that insane in the Cypress Hill, they do that. Wait, that's not how they talk normally. They just invented that.
Sure. And that's part of like entertaining and being
they invented that and they rolled with it.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, that's fucking cool.
That's their thing, dude.
I like this kind of rap.
Hell yeah. Speaking of that, did you hear that AI rapper got signed and then unsigned within like a week?
AI rap? No.
AI.
No, what's this?
Okay, so
is it like a sentient AI?
Okay, so there's a dude that makes the music. I mean, it does the lyrics, but AI makes the music, and he has like a digital avatar, and it's like this black dude with green hair. However, like after they signed him, because like a big company signed him, like I can't remember which one, a big one though, and they signed him, and then they got all this backlash. So 7 days later, they fucking unsigned him. This just recently happened. And it's because it's a white guy that does the lyrics, but he has a black avatar and he's dropping N-bombs and stuff.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
So they're like, no, sorry.
We're going to pass.
We should have looked into this a little more, I guess.
We should have looked into this 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
This would have been amazing.
This was catchy, but it turned out to be hate speech.
Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, it's pretty silly.
Yeah.
So Andrew, you're at what age when you're doing all this Halo stuff?
So it was basically from the age of 16 all the way to 25. And then I start streaming, and then it wasn't consistent up until I want to say 2019. No, 2019 was when I first started streaming consistently.
Okay, cool.
So it was like I really didn't know what I was doing. I figured out that I should probably read chat and talk to people in chat.
Right.
And then so I started doing that, and then so I'd pull it up on my phone. And then 2020 it was really good because then I shout out to the crew Discord. You guys really hooked me up. Like we did a little bit of networking, and I made some great friends from the UK and all over Europe from it. And like, yeah, they're still, even to this day, like solid supporters. They show up for streams. They say hello. They're like 8, 9, 10 hours ahead of us.
Right.
Hey, if you guys are in the chat right now, say hi.
Yeah, no, still waiting for the comeback collab stream. What's that mean?
The comeback. Who's saying that?
Cypher 90.
That's Clay. That's Clay, because Clay also streams.
Oh, okay.
I didn't find that out up until like probably it was like 2016.
Right.
I found out he started streaming, and then so I've always followed Clay, and I used to watch him in the early days, and then so yeah, then 2020 hits, and I meet the crew, and then I hit my affiliate. And then so it was basically like they clipped the training wheels off. And then so it was like, okay, yeah, go out on your own, kid, and see what happens. And then so, started streaming consistently. And then 2020, or like at the end of 2020, like I was lucky enough that people were like cheering, throwing bits at me, subscribing. And so, and I was getting a pretty good viewership. Like I was building, and like a couple times I even hit like I think my highest was like 126 or something.
Right.
Something like that.
You say throwing bits like you're a stripper or something.
Yeah, well, because yeah, essentially that's what you are on Twitch. You're like, dance, monkey, dance. Here's some money, some pocket change. But a bit is basically like a penny.
Okay.
So it's like if you get 100 bits, that's $1.
Right.
If you get 1,000 bits, that's $10. You get 5,000 bits, that's 50 bucks.
Yeah, cool.
And there was a couple times that I got like 10,000 bits all at once. So that's like $100. And Mama Triple was one of them. Bless Mama Triple's heart.
Holy fuck.
Hey, do they normally happen while you're doing your traditional kokanee slam or what?
Well, yeah, a lot of people, yeah. And so like I would always drink beers whenever I stream, because if I don't drink beers, I'm quiet. I'm super quiet, and I just play the game, focus, and try to fucking shoot.
Right. And when your numbers are low, like you still have to act like your numbers are high. That's the odd part. Like,
well, the thing about streaming, is like if anybody out there is just thinking about starting or anything, like just it's like the saying, dance like nobody's watching.
Yeah.
Like just fucking do what you do, play the games. Don't try to be anybody but yourself. And then just don't even look at the viewership. Just read chat. If somebody pops in your chat and talks, just read chat. As if you can be active with chat as much, like they love the interaction, and it's all about the interaction because you're building a community. You're not just like streaming, like give me money, like I'm desperate for money. No, you're trying to build a community, and like I don't know, it's crazy.
Well, Tyler says, nice man, good for you. Keeler Stream says, frickin' Jer. Mama Triple says,
thank you, Keeler.
Mama Triple says, gotta keep you in business.
Yeah.
The winky face.
Gotta keep my boy healthy. Yeah.
Well, we're hopefully the comeback's coming soon.
So you haven't streamed in a while.
It's been like 4 months, probably 6 months since I've streamed consistently.
Oh, really?
Wait till the summer's over, right?
Well, like just a lot of like real life things, personal shit, and like just life happens, right? So you got to deal with that, and so just been dealing with that, and then I'm hoping this winter to just keep streaming again because there's like people, like when I stopped streaming, people were messaging me and being like, is everything okay? Like, where have you been? Like, and then so like I like that shows me that like my community cares about me, which is crazy because I just like, I'm just gonna play Halo on the internet, and like, probably nobody's gonna watch, nobody's gonna give shit. But
so your main game's Halo, is what you're saying?
Halo is always like Halo is what made the stream for sure.
Yeah,
my stream, because it was my favorite. But like lately, like I played a lot of Call of Duty. Like when Modern Warfare came out, played a fuck ton of that, and then
especially the first one.
Yeah, like
the first one, they had such good maps and everything. Like almost every map there was just a classic kind of.
Oh, like the first ever COD?
4, Modern Warfare 4.
Oh, okay, yeah. That was, I remember
COD
playing
4.
that, and that was the first online COD that ever
like
came
2008.
Out. And we were young. Like,
hey, buddy's asking what your Twitch name is.
My Twitch name is Andrizzle18, capital A, and D.
Right.
Why don't you type it into the chat here?
Oh, same with your YouTube handle. Hey,
type a link with just twitch.tv/ this can be lowercase Andrizzle18.
Twitch.tv/
Andrizzle18.
Like that?
Yep. 1-8. And that should work. And so maybe one day we'll start streaming again. Hopefully soon. I enjoy it. It's fun to do after work. It's a good escape, you know.
Hell yeah, man! I enjoy doing this every Thursday. It's
exactly. I'm finally glad I showed up and was a part of this, man.
For those that don't know, Andrew's normally the moderator in the chat. Once in a while, he makes sure none of the bots get through.
Yeah, as long as I can show up. Jesus, Murphy.
Oh, yeah. It's all right. It's not like we need someone in there like calming people down. And
no. There was only one night that you had a weird guy in there, and I wasn't even moderator at that point yet. But then I was like, yeah, you make me mod, so if I see that shit, I can ban it. Like,
we had a few other guys like that show up, but it wasn't as offensive.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was like, holy, that was one of the early ones too.
Yeah.
Like,
sorry, we can't repeat what we saw.
It was horrid shit. Yeah. Shit that you get banned for, and that's why we don't put up with it.
Right on. So Andrew, you're talking earlier about your Taekwondo buddies. What's the breadth of Taekwondo that you've experienced in your life?
Got my black belt.
Yeah, but how old did you start?
I was 10.
You started at 10
so
years
it was
old?
Around the same time that I started playing video games a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was like play video games or train all day and then go home and play video games all night.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And then like I put school on the back burner. But I still graduated.
Hey, fuck school. It didn't help any of us.
School's for fools. Yeah. Look at me, dude.
Literally wasted 18 years of our life.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a fool.
Okay, so you start at 10 years old. You get to your black belt at what age?
16.
16. Okay, wow. Fuck me. That's pretty quick.
Yeah, when you're in Taekwondo, they actually give you your black belt when you turn 16.
It's not like jiu-jitsu though, you know, like jiu-jitsu takes a long time.
I've heard of even quicker black belts, honestly. Like, but yeah.
Most promotions in like martial arts like that have been around for a long time are basically like kind of money grabs.
Oh, and belts are a marketing.
Yeah, exactly. Like belts kids. Don't mean shit. Like,
no.
Like, and you got a guy that's been training his whole life since he was like 5 years old, and he's only a purple belt or he's a red belt or a yellow belt, he's still gonna like smash black belts.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I get it, and I remember seeing because I do jujitsu, and I remember coming every single fucking time, 2-3 days a week, every single week for a year. And then this guy who showed up maybe 2-3 times in that whole year got his blue belt. And I had my blue belt. I was just looking for a purple belt. I was like, who the fuck is doing this goddamn measuring? This is Cracker Jacks. Like, what are we doing here? And I realized, like, hey, the belt is just like an attaboy that just keeps the instructor's pockets full. It keeps him relevant. Because like I'm sitting here doing the goddamn work. I see this instructor come into town not even 2 times a year and give belts to dudes who show up twice the same amount of times a year.
Wow.
Like, yeah. And it's not the same for Taekwondo. It's not the same for Judo. I know. It's just that jiu-jitsu is so, I'm a lack for a better word, but I want to say unpopular in this region of Canada right now.
Fair enough.
And
well, it's just been undiscovered. Like
yeah, right.
A lot of people like in Northern Canada don't watch that shit. They don't know what that shit is.
Exactly.
So it's just like slowly but surely, like with YouTube and like the internet, people are able to like get more familiar. And then when the UFCs come to Canada and all that stuff, then people like it's starting to become like very
it's getting
popular.
there.
Oh yeah.
Like
and I shoot myself in the foot a bit. Like I don't do the gi fancy stuff. I do MMA grappling where if I could get punched in the face right now, I don't give a I'm never gonna do that. I grind for top position, and if I can punch you, I'm gonna fake punch you in the face. That really pisses off a pure jiu-jitsu instructor that's going to belt you. Because it undermines like everything he's done with his life.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And I'm just sitting there like, hey, if I get in a fight, I don't want to do this berimbolo flip up onto my inverted neck where I'm like, and some guy could just kick you. Literally, your face is right next to his foot.
He could just like stomp on your head while you're on the ground.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Yeah. What are you gonna do then?
This is completely useless. Yeah.
But that was like a lot of Taekwondo because you'd have to like there was Poomsae, which is like Korean for patterns.
Yeah.
And then so you'd have to do your patterns and learn like the movements to do like a little dance show kind of thing.
Oh
so
yeah.
you know the
Every
techniques.
martial art has that. Yeah.
And then so like there was always that, and then there was sparring, and then it was like when you're not a black belt, there's no headshots, so it's all just body shots.
I've seen that.
And there used to be a dirty little trick where you would kick guys in the hip and then like wear out their hips, and then like,
they couldn't kick you.
Yeah, and then they couldn't lift their legs, they couldn't move, and it was kind of dirty
because you're not allowed to leg kick.
Like you'd wear chest protectors, and that was the only spot that there was no padding, right? So you'd start. It's kind of like the calf kick and like the leg kicks you see now. And
is it dirty
MMA.
or is it just smart?
Well,
it's dirty because you're not allowed to low kick.
Well, it's kind of dirty, but the refs won't ever call you on it. Like it's not something that you'll lose a point on.
Right. It's still your midsection.
It's just something without padding. And then so because like at the upper echelons, like the Olympic style, like people get knocked out with like crazy kicks, man. And it's like, holy shit. Like it's brutal. And they're wearing like that headgear and like
well, it's because Taekwondo guys fight with their hands down here like this.
Oh yeah.
But they're not worried about blocking shots to their face. Yeah.
They just take it.
Their legs are so like when you're in the middle of a move, like you're so far away from the guy. Fair and then like because
it's pretty rare.
You're a full rotation,
like, full on block a shot.
And it's usually the guy that's advancing will get the knockout or the guy countering.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of counters.
So it's like and it's just like any knockout. It's just the perfect shot at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Like
what I find is it's a lot more explosive because they'll stop you after like the first shot kind of. Or
like
so longevity isn't something you train for. It's explosivity more.
Yeah. Well, like oh man, I'm so far removed from like Taekwondo now. Like I did a little bit of jiu-jitsu training, not much, and I wouldn't even call it training. I'd call it more like backyard, just like wrestling. But like a few of my buddies, they actually did some jiu-jitsu, and then like they showed me what they knew, and like we like tap each other out in the backyard. Mostly I was getting tapped out. And then like and then
I remember that in 2009 I just started or 8 or even just watching YouTube videos like, oh wow, so this is WWE, but you actually like get to finish people. Like it means something when they tap, because when you're watching WWE you're like, oh, this is fake as shit, but then like some of those actually worked. Right. Like I imagine that like crippler crossface fucking hurt if you'd actually like fucking crank on it. But I just remember, and then you're disillusioned when everyone's like, that's fake, this is stupid. And then all of a sudden, boom, I just stumble across this YouTube information where it's like, oh, you do this and you get a
Fuck
real
good, man.
life finish on a person, and that opened up the world of jiu-jitsu to me. But yeah, more so I find Muay Thai kind of opened up my eyes more than anything. It exposes a lot of martial arts. I spar against Taekwondo guys, and they're insane. If you ever plant your feet and stand in front of a Taekwondo guy, you're fucked. Like,
well, if you stop,
because they have kicks that'll come from 12 to 6, kind of like the axe kick or something, and you're just not used to
axe
that.
kicks are
at
nasty,
all,
man,
dude,
and they
right?
come from all angles.
Yeah, and
Like-
so if you just stop, you're screwed. But if you keep moving, eventually, when there isn't a ref that's like, hey, reset, they get tired pretty quick.
Yeah.
Right. And you're just like, oh, this is another day in the office for someone that's used to go for 3 to 5 minutes kind of steady.
Yeah, like they just, I can't remember how long the rounds were back when I used to compete and stuff. Like
but they would stop and reset you after like an exchange. Yeah.
No.
Maybe that's karate.
That's karate's point fighting system.
Yeah.
Taekwondo it was timed rounds, and I think it was like 3 rounds or 2 rounds.
Okay.
It might have only been 2 rounds. I can't remember. So like I think like there was like some tournaments were more rounds. I can't remember. Fuck, it's been so long.
Right.
But yeah.
Right.
And if any of you fuckers are doubting me, thinking, "Oh, this guy, he's lying,"
Go to YouTube.
I've got the belts to fucking prove it and everything. I've got pictures.
He's legit.
I'm just I'm flying high after that
You're
fucking
seasoned, yeah.
that joint there.
Shay says combat karate is wild with the angled arena. Keeler
he's talking about that new stuff. It's like an arena with the outskirts of it are angled up, so that you have to climb a hill if you get backed up.
It's like that old Chuck Norris promotion.
Sure, I don't remember this, but it's,
I forget what that's called.
There's no cage, but it's just the ground starts going inverted or uphill.
Yeah. It's like a sauce,
like a bowl,
a stir fry pan almost.
Right.
A sauce
a
pan. Yeah, kind of like a wok. Yeah.
Keeler says he's thinking of joining K10. Why should he join K10, guys?
Who's Keeler?
Only join it if that's what you want to do, man.
Yeah. Hey,
as you can see, I don't train no more. I'm fucking fat as shit.
No. My girlfriend just started K10. Cassandra just went to her first class on Tuesday. She said she liked it, so go down, fucking fucks with them.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. I can't
was
tell
on
you.
The podcast. Right?
Carm's been on multiple times.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah. Don't you have a fight coming up?
I have a fight coming up.
Yeah, do you?
What? You're fighting?
Are you taking a fight? No.
I'm hoping to get a fight soon, but that one probably not.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, they have fights like every month or 2 months there, so easily grab it.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't have a sparring partner. My closest sparring, like the only person that I can consistently hope for, other than Alan.
What about Jer?
I can't consistently hope for Jared. Jared will show up when he feels like it.
I'll go for like a month and then
I wouldn't spar you, Bears.
I haven't seen him for 2 months, but as I was saying, the closest weight to me is 170 pounds.
Yeah,
that's fucking 80 pounds under me right now.
Yeah, that's unfair.
Yeah. It's unfair, and it's going to be a rude awakening for me to fight that guy the whole camp and then show up.
Well, you're
to a
training
guy
for speed.
that's
and then
my
you get
size,
power.
my length, and everything. That's going to be a little fucked, but pretty quick here. Summer's winding down. I'll get Dave back. Dave from Schulte's.
Dave
McLennan.
Yes. Oh my God, he was at the wedding I was at 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Yeah.
He does a tree. Shit. He does a tree falling service in the summer, so he can't really.
That guy's a fucking
insane.
Right? He's a beast. Man.
And on his off season of tree planting, that's my main partner, and I can gladly take a fight knowing that I have some confidence.
Like he's gone to Japan and fought, right? Like
I don't know about that, but we can ask him.
I heard.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, he's good shit. He's a great guy, man.
Great guy. Great sparring partner. Right
Big
now, I have
Dave, shout
0
out.
sparring partners, so I'm not exactly.
I'll be back next week. Fucking.
I've heard that one before, but we'll get there. I get it.
Dude, my back's been so fucked. Even right now, it hurts. Just
Yeah.
sitting here. But no, it's actually been a lot better, I should say.
Right.
It's just been so fucked for so long.
But for answering Keeler, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, bud.
Yeah.
Show the fuck up. I know the hardest thing is to walk through the door. After that, you'll never regret having done that. At the end of the day, you'll be very happy you did go in there and did all the stuff. The hardest part of it is getting over, like, I don't know if it's social anxiety or self-doubt. Just walk through the door and you'll thank yourself that you did.
Have you been there before? I think he's been before, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, then you know what you're in for. Don't show up and
it's changed a lot since.
It's not the PG Fight Club days where everyone's kind of got their nose up.
There's a bunch of thugs in there.
Like back in the day, you were only as tough as the guy you could beat up at the bar or something, and so you prided yourself off of that. Nowadays, you know what you do, you're capable of, and you know that you've put in the work. You're adequate. You don't have to prove yourself at any bar, right? Yeah.
I never went to I only went to Schulte's a few times with my buddy
Garrett.
And, Garrett.
Yeah.
And I just didn't ever want to pay for it. Like I just wanted to, because Garrett taught me every jiu-jitsu thing I ever learned.
Yeah.
And then we were just in his backyard just wrestling each other. And then it was like I didn't want to pay for it.
Yeah, it sucks, right?
And it was well, I could do this with people, anywhere. Like it doesn't matter.
The thing is, at the end of the day, your dollars are a vote, and I vote to keep Carm's business afloat, especially through the pandemic and stuff. And
now it's now it's a business.
Yeah.
Like back then, it was just it was a taboo kind of,
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah,
sure.
I remember Googling Prince George MMA, and the Fight Club came up. It wasn't Kai-10, nothing. The Fight Club came up and gave me a number to call.
Yeah,
2009. I was playing the fucking video game, the UFC video game. And I was like, "This is cool. I should Google this and see what comes up."
Yeah, because started to transition. Me and Garrett, after we got our black belts, started to transition over to judo. But I only did a week or 2 weeks of it.
Yeah,
Garrett stuck with it for quite a while. Went to tournaments and stuff, but after Taekwondo, I was just I kind of started getting invested in other things.
Yeah.
And then being a young guy and not doing a lot of training, but just going to the gym, staying kind of fit. And then I think when I was 20, I want to say 27, I started packing on the weight from just drinking beers, having a good time, playing games, playing music. And then COVID hit and I fucking blew up like a polar bear.
Yeah.
We're getting older.
Yeah.
It
and then
sucks.
so I don't know, I'm not as aggressive as I used to be, and I don't really want to
Oh, I get it entirely. Moving in with my girlfriend killed my whole fucking competitive aggression and drive. When you get up in the morning and fucking bacon's made for you and stuff, you don't want to go fight anyone. You're not upset about nothing.
It's I'm cool. I'm cool with where we're at.
When you got dinner ready for you at night, you don't want to go run.
Well, fuck, even if you can just go to the fridge and just cook it up,
right.
And then it's just you get that comfort. You're yeah.
Right.
Why the fuck was I so angry?
It's exactly. And it's almost like you're battling your own
demons,
inadequacy. You're not accepting you as good enough just yet. So you fucking work harder. Andrew Tate, that guy that talks a bunch of shit on the internet,
who just got banned.
He got banned. He was saying
I'm ashamed to know about that.
He said a million things, but he was saying a lot of that, you're gonna get soft. If you're living with a lady, because he's a 4-time kickboxing world champion, and he still doesn't live with women. And he said the reason he doesn't do, and he's like 30, 38, 37 or something.
He's top G, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah.
He's got seven different girls for
when you're a top G,
different days.
Yeah, in 7 different countries. But he'll say that too. It's like, actor. When it's a persona to put on. But it was a pertinent point that when you got it all waiting for you at home, what the fuck are you hungry for? What the fuck are you working for?
Well,
right?
I don't know. Like as you get older, I feel like you get a little bit wiser with each year, and you get a little bit more like patience, and you start to become like when you're young, you want to go fast, you want to go now, you want things to happen,
actually do stuff. Like I actually wanted to hurt people when I was younger.
Yeah, well, right? It's like, all about like when you're young, you have a different perspective.
And now I don't want to hurt people. I just want to get better personally. But before, I remember going like, yeah, we're going to class today to fucking hurt people.
Well, now it's just like when last time I went to boxing, I think it was like 2018. Me and my buddy Aaron, because he was the first guy that ever took me to boxing back when we used to go to inner city boxing, or what was the name of it? It was the top of the roller. Inner city. Yeah. And then Bob was a trainer, and Aaron took me there when I was like I think it was just after, like, because my taekwondo, or like me and like my boys' taekwondo club shut down, and so like we kind of stopped doing taekwondo, and that's what made us start branching out. And then so like I think when I was 15, I went to my first inner city boxing, and then around like 17, I started to go a little bit more, but I only went probably like 5 or 6 times. Mm-hmm. But it was cool because I learned how to punch. I learned how to block. I learned a little bit of movement, but like I got a lot of movement. Like I could use my taekwondo movement for a lot of the different martial arts. And then so it was like I did a little bit of jiu-jitsu and judo, so I learned a little bit of that. And then so like I was like, I want to have a fight, blah blah blah. But then like everybody's
and
like
a pro fight,
Well, and then like my dad kind of stopped me. He was like, "Hey, like you're just gonna get fucked up, like." And then when you're like my age, you're gonna have all these problems. And then I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he's like, "And plus, if you're fighting, you can't live at my house." And I was like, "Oh fuck,
really?"
Wow. And then so because he just didn't want to see me get fucked up.
Wow.
And then so I was like, I got it pretty good. Fuck it. It's good to know and to never have to use it. You know, like it's just good to know you have it there when it's there. Like I've done a little bit of sparring. Like I kind of know, like now I'm fat as shit, so I don't want to fight anybody. I'll get fucked up.
You're still miles ahead of anyone at the bar.
But if somebody that doesn't know anything comes after me for some crazy reason, which would never happen, you know, like if I'm getting jumped from guys that do it often, you know,
right? Yeah.
And so it's like I just don't go anywhere now. I just stay in my house and stream.
No, it helps the confidence more than anything.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing on the competition is I'll train my ass off for that same reason. Why would I ever go looking for a fight?
Yeah.
Why would I ever go sign up and be like, oh, for 2 months, we're gonna do this. We're gonna fight this guy in 2 months. Why?
At least do it legit and get paid for it.
Right? If I was gonna I'd love to just show up and be like, hey, this guy wants to fight. Let's do it. But to dedicate your life, because you have to dedicate your life. You can't do a half-ass where we're sitting here drinking beers and fucking playing video games.
Well, at the end of the day, I knew like I don't have to do this. Like I don't like.
Yeah.
We're like I'm just doing it because I like it, and I think maybe I could be good, but it's like I didn't like
exactly.
I wasn't like fully indulged in like the idea of like fighting people all the time. Like I was just like it's cool what I've done, you know, kept me athletic, kept me out of trouble.
Yeah.
Like stayed out of trouble, never got into trouble with the law or nothing. And then it like martial arts is good. It like teaches you different perspective without like getting older. Mm-hmm. So it's like as you get older, that perspective, like that knowledge, it like still helps, and you can like apply it to all the new things you're learning as you're getting older.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I just always found it was almost like like you're trying to prove your worth to yourself or to the people around you if you were trying to like compete hard. Once you reach a certain age, you're just like, hey, that is worth nothing to me.
I can feel that because like
just having that combat experience, like that real actual someone wants to hurt me and
I've been in plenty of fights.
I know
right, like
but it's probably been a long time.
Oh yeah, and that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying is that's a good thing.
Some people live for that thrill though, right? And hey, while I got you guys here, we got to get through some of these comments. There's a bunch of them. Shay is asking, is G still on the floor? No, he's not, obviously.
Yeah, get the camera.
Yeah,
better check it out.
I want to see a camera sweep.
So Keeler says, if you got it all at home, you live in. Like you were saying.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're living the good life.
Love life, brother. I got to grab a beer now. Nobody fights fair anymore unless it's an event or reft.
Okay.
No point in fighting.
Thing is, the people that are looking for fights probably aren't going to fight fair. Those fucking retards.
Oh, you're gonna get hit by a weapon, anything hitting the back, that's just sucker punch. Like it's not a fight. It's an attack.
Or you get beat by like 6 people.
Right. Yeah. Like it's not worth it. Like
no,
don't fight. You can go train,
acting
but
like
just
you're
don't
tough
fight.
at the bar is the dumbest thing in the world. Like
and
you're gonna get stabbed if nothing else.
Well, and just because you train doesn't mean you can go out on the street and start beating people up.
No,
you'll get fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Street is unforgiving, man.
I never once looked for a fight. They've always just like come to me, like going to the generator and just like being above 6 feet tall, over 200 pounds. People pick a fight with you. It's been a long time, but that's why I stopped going to the bar in the first place.
Yeah, it's not fun.
I've been jumped. I've been in like maybe a handful of fights, but other than that, I always avoid them because like I'm able to talk to people and be like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Like, and then like the time I got jumped was the only time there was no talking, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. And other than that, like I've been in fights where I got to whip out jiu-jitsu and stuff, and like they
didn't stomp your head or kick you.
No, the one-on-one back in Burns Lake, it's still kind of Wild West.
Honorable.
Yeah, it's still kind of 50s.
It's like sword fighting.
Yeah. And no, they'll still do it, and they still think like, this is like I'm honoring my dad's memory or something. Yeah, it's old
like
school.
China showed up at the movie set. Like, we're fighting for family,
right? And so like once I learned jiu-jitsu, it was the game over for a lot of people that never knew that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And after that, no more fights. No one's challenging me, and I just never saw the need to seek out a fight.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because there's no point. Like nobody like can wrong you that hard when you're young, unless like they're like sick and sadistic, like unless it's like a criminal or something like that. Like there's no point in harming another person just because you don't like them. Like, okay, well, that's cool,
And the confidence alone, just from how much I train, deters a lot of it.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. Like, going through martial arts gives you a different perspective. So it teaches you that like violence is like, you only want to do this if this is your only option.
Yeah.
Like if you're backed up into a wall and you can't get out, you can't talk your way out of it, you can't escape, you can't run. Best thing to do in a bad spot is just get the fuck out of there. If you can't do any of that, this is fight or flight, and that's why it's martial arts, right? Like, and then you train your whole life for that moment that might not ever come. But like at least you're kind of ready if it does happen. And I mean, if they come at you with weapons or anything, like, you're fucked.
You're fucked. Yeah.
So like it's really good. Like, it teaches you, like, it makes you smarter. It makes you able to interpret things differently, and
I get it.
It's like it's good for kids. It's good for.
It's really good for kids.
Like maturing.
Did you see Dave Mustaine was on Joe Rogan this week?
I've seen clips, but I haven't watched any of it. I've just seen like the things you can click on.
He's got black belts in karate and one other. but a purple belt in jiu-jitsu as well.
Wow.
He trained under Benny the Jet.
Really?
Urquidez. Yeah.
He's like one of the most accomplished fighters.
He
of all
was in
time.
like the Jackie Chan movie. I forget what it's called.
Dragons Forever.
Well, like
Yeah.
he just
He's
had,
in 2 Jackie Chan
Oh,
movies.
okay.
he had cancer too not too long ago.
Right,
He got
right.
He's
diagnosed
dead,
with
But
isn't
cancer.
he was one of the big time 50s or 60s kind of
Oh, you're
karate
talking.
guys.
Oh, you're. I was talking about Mustaine, not.
No,
yeah,
the Benny
LaBelle.
Benny the Jet.
Yeah,
Not Gene
just-
LaBelle. Benny the Jet is Urquidez or Urquidez. Yeah.
Urquidez, yeah. He has accomplishments in like wrestling, karate, like all sorts of
Right.
things. Like,
See, this is where we could use a
And
clickety
he's
clack
super old.
and the screen pops.
Yeah, I've
up.
never heard of this guy.
Oh,
dude,
really?
Yeah, he's in one of my favorite Jackie Chan movies.
Benny
One of my
the
favorite
Jet.
fight scenes of all time. And yeah, man, like he's actually very accomplished. Like
He's done
in
legit.
multiple.
Actually, he's
combat
gone like
sports.
over to Japan and fought
Yeah.
back in the 60s,
No
or
shit.
70s or something. Yeah.
Honestly,
uh,
tougher than Chuck Norris, probably.
Really?
I
And
would
this
say.
is like the same time that
Yeah,
they're
probably
coming
whoop his
up.
ass, honestly.
My old grandmaster, Master J Park. I heard a rumor that he was in one of the Bruce Lee movies as an extra, getting his ass.
Jay
whooped.
Park.
Jeez.
Master J Park.
That's a Korean guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah, he used to be my grandmaster. He's the one that gave me my black belt and shit. So,
Really?
Yeah, he used to be an extra in well, supposedly. I don't know if it's true or not because like I can't tell.
Yeah.
Because like I met him as an older man, like in his 50s, kind of, and then like yeah, I don't even know what he's doing right now, if he's still with us or what.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like it's crazy how like you're so invested into something as at a young age, but then you fall out of touch with it.
Yeah.
And it's like I would have had to move to Edmonton in order to
Yeah.
continue
Oh, yeah,
Taekwondo
yeah.
because like in town there's Taekwondo, but they're ITF. They're not WTF. It's not World Taekwondo Federation.
So
It's
they
actually called WT.
Yeah, it's actually called WTF. Like,
And that's the one
it's
that
not
goes to
what
the
the
Olympics?
fuck. But that's the one that's Olympic recognized.
okay.
Yes. And ITF is kind of like because like there was an ITF tournament in town,
Yeah.
and I went to it, and I got disqualified for kicking too hard.
Yeah.
So it was like,
Yeah.
well, I guess I'm fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not a big insult, right? Like, I'll take that.
You're kicking me out because I'm kicking everybody's ass.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, whatever.
And we're supposed to be fighting.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. And well, like it, ITF is like points sparring kind of, but like if you jump and you punch somebody in the headgear, that's 3 points.
Really?
And so they would just do that, like little jabs, like not even gonna hurt you. And
Right.
then just do. As long as they're in the air, you get an extra point.
Swiss stick.
Wow.
That was one of the Taekwondo rules. Like if you land a roundhouse clean, boom, that's 1 point.
But if you
If you jump and do it, that's 2 points.
Wow.
If you hit him in the head, I'm pretty sure it was 3 points.
Okay.
weird.
So there was like a point system. And then I remember taking a referee class when I went to the tournament in Edmonton at Master J Park's actual like school. And yeah, we took this tournament, and the refs, like if the scoring, like, and this is like up to the ref's discretion, but he can also look at the scorecards at any time. And so if like the points get out of control, the ref can just stop, like he has to stop the fight because it's like
One-sided.
disrespectful.
It's
Yeah.
a skunk rule.
And that's like
Yeah.
it's like you're getting fucking cleaned out, bud. Like
Yeah.
you should probably get out of here.
Carolyn says, "Who's the guy with the 6-pack? I just got here."
Hey.
Well, Carolyn.
Welcome.
Oh,
This is number 6.
Thought you never noticed.
Yeah, this is Shane Gillis over here. I mean, Andrew.
Right on.
Oh
Thank you,
my
Carolyn.
God.
Just smashing beers on the podcast.
This is what I do on my stream. So I mean, like, you ain't gonna
What?
see me on the floor like Kyle G. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, I get it. Yeah, we would have been there by now. Yeah.
Oh, I would. Yeah.
That was a shit show with Kyle G. Oh my
Oh,
god!
Holy
And the
fuck.
whole time we were like, "Oh, how's blacking out feel?" Or literally, I was like, "Oh, is it your bedtime,
When-
Kyle?" Like he wouldn't answer questions.
when I
Remember when he
rewatched
played
it.
the video?
Oh my god! Yeah, on his phone, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, I rewatched it
Yeah.
like in the morning because I caught you guys at the very end,
Oh yeah,
and like he was already on the floor, And then I rewatched it, and you guys were like, "Yeah, Kyle G's notorious for blacking out. You know, that's his thing.
That's
so
his
you're gonna
little
hear some
gimmick."
stories." He's like, "You're gonna hear some fucking stories," and then no, you're gonna fucking see a story unfold right here.
That's the
right
problem.
now. Like,
That's the problem when you notoriously black out. You don't have any stories.
no.
You were asleep for those stories.
Did you go back and watch it at all?
No.
Oh man, when G goes on his phone, and all of a sudden we start hearing audio, it's like, what are you doing? You're on a podcast.
You're watching videos,
and then he just gives up.
He couldn't answer a fucking call. I'm gonna rap.
He switched.
He wanted to rap,
and then
Let it be known, Kyle wants to do a part 2. He wants to do. He wants to try again as early as next week.
Maybe
I'll show up for that too.
He says he wants to call it the Try Not to Black Out Redemption.
Don't drink at all.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe he just won't drink before he gets here this time. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if people actually want to see that. Because I
are you kidding me? Everybody wants to see that,
dude. I want to be here for that.
Yeah. Only one more time. His old liver can't handle it too much. He only gets
matter.
one more.
His addiction won't let him not
He's
push
like
shots.
The grandpa
on us,
out here, man.
And I'm willing to take it. Let's do shots then. Kyle.
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I did too. It's a rough fucking day. It's raining hard out in the bathroom there.
Andrew said he wanted to smoke doobies the whole time he's on the podcast, so I thought we'd be blazing more. I thought one of us would.
Y'all don't need to blaze. Y'all got better uses for y'all's brains. Yeah, so I ate a pot candy on the weekend and I fucking played video games like a son of a bitch. And it was fucking cool. I played Gran Turismo. I bought that one.
Yeah.
It's a sweet
Did you get
game.
a nice setup for it too?
No, I had that for the last one I played, but that was like PS3 way back in the day.
Now. It's like a lot better.
It's so much money too.
Yeah, but
like because you almost need
it's like a real vehicle.
You almost need like a rack, like you have for a drum set that holds all the cymbals and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I remember my shit I used to have for PS3, I had to like duct tape it to the table because the suction cups it came with weren't enough for like how much I was like throwing it around. But yeah, dude, Gran Turismo's the shit. Racing games are awesome.
Yeah, it's been a while since I even played one, man.
Right, and
but they are fun.
The tiniest little fucking adjustments and milliseconds before you break and stuff makes such a difference. No, I never played that one.
It's kind of cool because it's like GTA, you're just going around, but you get in a vehicle.
I heard it wasn't quite ready for release and it was shit in the bed. And
so like if you like bought it right off the bat, you got fucked. But like now the game's like done. It's actually like really cool, I guess. Like it's done, and like you can enjoy it a lot more.
I guess
and you have a PS5
now. So
they should have waited till PS5 came out. They shouldn't have released it on PS4.
Right.
That's another thing.
And with PS5, like you have one now. Even you can upgrade those. Hey,
what
you took it out of the box and everything. You can just pull the cover off and slide it down, and you can upgrade with a 5 gigabyte SSD card.
Oh,
yeah. There's like an empty slot that you pull one screw out, and you put the card in and screw it back in. You can actually upgrade your hardware.
Cool.
I got to run too.
I might have just touched him with my junk there.
Oh, it happens.
Trying to squeak past this not made for wide men area.
He likes it. That's why he chose that spot.
Yeah, damn right. I put on cologne for this, man, just to impress him.
I appreciate it because it gets hot in here, man. The last thing we need is a bunch of BO.
Dude, actually,
I
thought it was going to be a lot hotter at this point. Like, how long have we been on?
We've been on for an hour and 23 minutes.
Shit.
Hell yeah. We got
you guys aren't tired of us left or yet? You guys haven't left yet?
I think you need one more beer.
You guys aren't tired of us left?
Yeah. No, they're still here. Hey, what's up, guys? If you haven't made yourself known yet, say what's up in the chat. I'd love to know who's watching. Any questions for Andrew, actually, for our guests? Let us know. Making 8-pack, she says. Yeah, that's your new nickname, 8-pack.
I brought a 12 sack over. So
I thought it was a 15.
No, I was
12,
was gonna grab the 15, but I was like, yo, you gotta work tomorrow, bro. Like, take it easy. A 12 pack, yo, you can do it. That's why we got the belly.
Yeah. The old fucking kegger.
Oh my god.
I've been experiencing the belly.
Still.
Or are we actually gonna hit this Gibson's? Because I'll take one shot, but I ain't gonna be like fucking.
That's one toke over the line for this guy, but we'll try it. But yeah, no, I've been experiencing the beer gut too lately. It's not fun.
No,
dude.
And it happens quick if you
because honestly,
let it slip.
I don't feel like I've changed my habits. I'm just getting older, and my fucking body isn't keeping up the same. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, why am I not retaining the same kind of body mass? And so now I have to change my habits, and it sucks because I found a spot where I could eat what I wanted and train as much as I did to the point where I was maintaining a healthy level.
Yes. And I hear you on that.
And all of a sudden that equilibrium is falling apart, and we got to refocus, redo it. And the biggest thing is portion control. It's fucking hard.
What is that?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I've been
portion
saying
control
all year.
doesn't exist.
The portion control, like eat what you want, but know the differences in calorie density and control your portions. It's impossible, dude, because you feel like you're a Jew in the fucking Holocaust. Like, hey, I want this fucking food, and what? You're not gonna let me do it. You're not gonna let me eat this. Yeah. And you're talking to yourself in your head, and you're like, hey, but I love you. You know, you can have all the goddamn beers you want and stuff, right? But you want me to fucking starve, do you?
Well, they say you don't lose weight from doing it in the gym. You lose it in the kitchen.
Yeah, fair enough.
And, you know, following a diet's hard, but like as you get older, your metabolism drops. And if it doesn't drop, you're fucking doing drugs or something.
And it's not like I'm eating like desserts or candy and Slurpees and shit. It's just I'm eating too much of dinner.
Well, it's like carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Like, it's like sugar, like sugar's just like it'll give you diabetes, right? Like, and all that other shit like expands in your belly, it like stores as energy and
inflates.
Like for me, like I stopped exercising like pretty much completely, other than going to work. And like I sweat my balls off because I'm just like a laborer.
And then the winter, you don't really sweat.
And in the winter, I don't do fuck all other than like, you know, stream and like have a good time.
Yeah.
And it really shows after you get older.
Oh, yeah.
Well, all you need to do is be in a fucking calorie deficit. And, you know,
what the fuck?
What the fuck is that?
That's all you need to do. And Alex says portion control. That's what I've been saying all year because that's how I lost weight. I didn't even go on a diet. At first, I tried to do the chicken and rice for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Right.
Chicken, broccoli,
and then I was
rice.
like, how about I just stop eating so much? It's like I would get like a thing from Adria's and I'd like eat it in 3 meals.
But
the one.
Yeah, and the hard part is once you've expanded your stomach that much, it's
Then
hard
you're
to
hungry
it's hard to satisfy yourself with just eating
only for like a week. And then after that, you get used to it.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
your stomach shrinks. Doesn't take long.
Only for a week, but for a week can feel like
that
an
week
eternity.
is Schindler's List.
Sucks.
People give
Sucks.
in, man.
Yeah.
Like that's like when I used to go to the gym, I had cheat days.
Yeah.
And so it was like what was it? Saturday, Sunday were cheat days. Because it was like, fuck it, you're doing work during the week. And then on cheat days, fucking anything goes, man.
Absolutely. Normally that's Sunday for me. But like I try to do the whole week. Like Monday to Friday, I try to eat clean when I'm on my shit.
Yeah.
I have not been on my shit since I went on vacation.
Well, I remember when you guys did that month of no drinking. And then
I do that twice a year.
Oh man, like
October and
it didn't go
it
very well.
It wasn't successful.
No, he drank in that month. Yeah. At least I was honest with myself and said I was drinking.
But I mean, like that is.
I think
hard.
I think I've got through every single. No, what you're talking about is when we tried to do the second month, and then I had a drink. Fucking. Sure. I take it seriously, and I don't have a drink for that whole month. I don't fail on that.
Really?
Yeah, twice a year.
Is it like it's not consecutively? It's a different
every
time
6 months, October and April, I take a month off of drinking, and I don't drink at all. Like, and I don't break on that. It's easy. Like, it's like, especially after the first like day, you know what I mean? It's like I'm not that addicted to drinking. I don't drink every day right now. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I hear you on that. Like, I can go days without it, but like at the same time, it's like
clearly we all love to like have some drinks. But
after
like,
a hot day,
when in
I'm like,
Rome,
fucking throw a beer in me, man. Like,
yeah,
I'm sorry, beers have so many calories, but that's that's fucking.
I found one thing with the pot candy stuff is I don't just want to sit there and have a drink like when I wasn't smoking pot at all. If I would just sit there and say we're just gonna have a relaxing night, I'd have one drink, maybe two. Now it's zero, but I might eat one little pot candy or something, and I think the calories are thanking me for it.
Yeah,
but it's not like smoking. It's not like smoking at all. No. It's like you're riding a wave. You don't know when the wave's going to hit. It takes 2 hours for me usually. I don't even know I'm high until all of a sudden I'm like, why can't I quit squinting?
Why can't I move so fast?
Yeah, exactly. And apparently my eyes get super fucking red. And that's only taken like 20 milligrams or something. I have these candies that are 100 milligrams each, and I have no good occasion to fucking even try them. Like,
Cass told me you wanted the 666 milligram one.
Yeah. Right. Let's go off the deep end if we're going anywhere.
Well, if you go through a day and then you have a night where you're like, I want to sleep.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like I found with edibles, like it just puts me to sleep, and
really?
like I sleep good.
Yeah, not so much with me. But I haven't done the 100 something milligram.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So we'll try that. I remember one time when I was living over with Levi and Alan there, we had a bunch of pot chocolate in the freezer. And I thought it was pot chocolate. I fucking ate one and I ran over to Mark's. We watched some playoff hockey and stuff. And all of a sudden, I'm going like fucking crazy. And it took me like an hour to realize that was mushrooms. And
like, what the fuck is going on?
This is a strong pot shot.
This isn't like fucking like brownies here.
And like whoosh, whoosh waves are going through me. And I'm like not saying shit to anyone. Nobody knows. Nobody. Then I'm like sitting
going through this trip and you feel like you're alone.
I'm sitting in a living room with like 6-7 people and just me. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy.
You're like, why aren't they reacting like me?
And it took me like an hour, but I realized that was mushrooms.
That was not weed.
Yeah. It was a harsh realization.
They say it's bad to like give somebody drugs and not let them know what
Right,
it is.
yeah.
Right?
I did that one time. One time.
What did you do?
Well, we had this salvia. Like, wasn't really into it, and like, anyways, there was like a bunch of us, and we were all smoking weed, and Jared showed up.
Being degenerates.
My plan was I had a bowl that had like salvia and I put some ash on top of it. And then I had a bowl with weed. So I like hit the bowl of weed and then I made it look like I ashed it out. I grabbed the other one that looked exactly like it and put it there. And I'm like, here, Jared, you're going to have to hit it hard. This is good stuff. And he hit it hard and he didn't know what was going on.
Dude, no.
He was walking around. Is it getting hot in here? I'm hot.
There's a YouTube video out there, guys. Search up gardening on salvia.
Right.
Like search that up on YouTube. That's salvia in a nutshell.
I don't even know how you find salvia anymore. It used to be
buy it online.
It used to be legal.
Used to be at the bomb shop.
Yeah. You could just
like,
buy it before.
It's still legal, I'm pretty sure. Like as long because they only sell it in small amounts. If you have a small amount, it's legal.
Right.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. Don't
DMT,
quote me.
DMT should be legal then.
I don't know shit about fuck.
I couldn't tell you shit about.
I don't know fuck about shit. Cassandra asks, "Did you do Taekwondo at Nima?"
Nima.
Nima.
I did Taekwondo at Summit Taekwondo, and the instructor's name was actually Andrew, and Andrew Williams, and
Not Andrew Tate.
That guy's like the same age as me.
No, he's
I'm
like
sure he could
38.
teach you a
And
thing
he's
or
got
two.
Bugattis and he's a top G. Like,
Yeah, he's
what
a
am
top
I,
G,
bro?
no.
Top G, yeah.
What
You don't
the
fuck with
fuck
that
am
guy.
I? I'm just.
Dude,
I'm
they took him off social media, canceled him on everything, and yet he still has messages coming out. It's like you can't stop that guy. That's
You can't stop him, but still, that stops his influence pretty
even
hard.
right here, he's
you stop
getting
his
his
income.
name talked about.
Yeah.
Like
fair
everybody's talking
What
about
was
it.
the Full Send podcast? I listened to him on there. That was pretty good.
Oh, he was on there?
Yeah, he was on the Full
The
Send.
first time I found out about Andrew Tate was Mom's House podcast
Okay.
with Tom
And
Segura
Christina,
and and his wife.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about Andrew Tate, and then I realized because all of a sudden it started popping up on YouTube, like all this Andrew Tate, and I'm like, I've been on YouTube for like a couple years straight now. Well, a long time, since 2006 when I first got on it. But like the algorithm is like every video uploaded with a certain title, it gets traction on YouTube. So like there's a certain algorithm.
Yeah.
And so like a bunch of things were getting posted about him that it was just showing up in everybody's feed because that was on the YouTube's algorithm. So that's what shows up on the headlines.
But also like he has that Hustlers University, and a part of it is like promoting.
Well, that's
him.
like on his website,
So,
right? Like
one thing I noticed was like 2-3 weeks ago, for the first time on YouTube, I actually typed his name in because I wanted to see his fights. And I was like, let's see if he's an actual good kickboxer. Since then, if I go on YouTube, up until he got taken down from everywhere.
oh, it was
Crazy.
everything.
My whole fucking feed on YouTube, like you can't go one video without seeing Tate again, and all the shorts are about him. And it's crazy because what it is there's like a million different accounts that are all promoting him. So it's like, it's crazy. It's not just all from one account. It's like they're all doing it. Then he has so much content out there from the last like however many years. He's been on a million different shows.
Well,
So
he's done reality TV. He's done like
Big Brother, I guess.
Yeah,
Apparently he was on Big Brother. Dude.
He's got a YouTube channel. His brother Tristan's got a YouTube channel, and they've all come up in my fucking recommendeds.
I know his brother's name just like you. And it's like I don't even follow them.
And it's like I clicked on a couple videos and I was like, these guys are full of shit. This is crazy. Like obviously these guys are just being entertainers. Like
oh yeah, it's all for clicks.
Like sure they got money, obviously, but like who the fuck gives a shit? Like everybody's got money nowadays. Like
it's the fact that the shit he says is so outrageous that you either love it or you hate it. And for me, when I first saw him, I'm like, this guy's a fucking loser. When I first saw him, I was like, I fucking hate this guy. He's talking about having a fucking 13-inch dick and doing this and that. Like, no man can tell me what to do. What color is your Bugatti? I fucked 10 girls, blah, blah, blah. And then a year later, that was last summer. Now this year, now I see the occasional speech that I like. And I'm like, oh, okay. He says cool stuff too, I guess. But like, man, there's that really toxic side of him.
It's the same kind of algorithm that Jake Paul's trying to pull on people.
Not as crazy.
Well, Jake Paul, he's just going boxing, just straight boxing.
But he's trying to
fight old men.
He's trying to play the heel. He's not trying to win the audience as the face. It's if you get angry and talk about him, it's just as good as if you were happy and talking.
He had a famous big brother that everybody loves, so he was gonna be the opposite, just because like yin and yang, you know.
Yeah, they're never gonna love both of you.
Yeah, because like and he can't act like his brother because they're two different human beings, right? Like so.
No, I get it, but
what's that?
Who are you talking about? Tate?
No,
we're
Jake
talking
Paul.
about the
Jake Paul. You are talking about
the idiots, man.
It's like you play right into his hand almost.
You
want to get mad and talk shit about either of them.
I'm sure they have PR people.
It only helps both of them, right? Yeah.
Well, and like that's just it. Like even right here, their name is getting mentioned.
Yeah, and that's good.
And like
right
that they've done their job.
Yeah,
they're marketing geniuses.
They've done their job.
You're talking to guys who actually listen to
someone
like Logan's podcast.
Yeah. I love Logan's. Have you ever heard that?
I've seen a few tidbits.
Impulsive.
Yeah.
No, Impulsive's an actual like top
tier. Well, like that's another thing.
Podcast,
When it hits the algorithm, it goes in your recommended, and like you're gonna end up clicking on this shit,
right?
And like that's how they're fucking locked in, man.
Yeah. But I couldn't sit here and say that I'm a Jake Paul fan, but I think that's playing right into his hand, right? And
I mean, like, I'm not a fan. I'm aware of their presence.
Yeah.
Who do you think
I
he
know they
fights next?
exist.
I don't care. I don't give one shit. I don't think anyone else in the world
Oh,
gives
Mike
one shit.
Platinum Perry called him out. We'll see.
Like, I'd love to see something like that. You know what I mean?
But
I
he's
care
like, I'll
that
put on
for
the
that
pillows
reason.
if you don't want to go bare.
Right.
I want someone to beat his
Well,
ass.
they shit the bed on this last fight. He was supposed to fight Rockman Jr.
Yeah, but like, yeah.
And then they come out saying that there's something about weight. Rockman came out on social media, stood on a scale, showed everyone his weight. That's clearly not the issue. So something else was the issue. And how many fighters do you know train fucking 2 months, and then because the other guy's fucking, who cares how many pounds, 5 fucking something, they say, no, I don't want this paycheck.
Yeah.
That's not the reason that fights get canceled. Something else happened and they don't want to talk about it.
Well,
he
wants
to put it on the other guy and make it seem like he's afraid to fight him. That's what they tried to
and
do.
He doesn't need the paycheck, let's be honest.
What I honestly think happened is nobody bought fucking tickets to go to the arena because they were in Madison
That's exactly
Square
what
Garden.
Dana White said. He's like, look at their pay-per-view buys. He's like, we're still the king.
Did you know that boxer before he said he wanted to fight Jake Paul?
No, but everyone knew his dad.
Yeah, but I didn't know.
No one ever heard his name. And, that's just it. No one gives a fuck if you're fighting him. So no one probably bought the tickets. And
you mean Tyson Fury?
No. The Rockman Jr. that was fighting.
Well, like Tyson Fury, his nephew or his cousin or whatever.
Tommy Fury.
Tommy.
It's his little brother, half brother.
He couldn't get a visa.
Same thing. Who fucking cares? We've seen Tommy Fury fight on undercards of other things. Yeah. He's not Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
He's not good.
Is he undefeated though?
I couldn't tell you this. He won the last
Tommy
fight that
Fury?
I saw.
Pretty sure he is, yeah.
He's smaller than Jake. This is just it.
Is Tommy Fury smaller than
No,
Jake?
he was
I
bigger.
thought he was a heavyweight.
I don't
No. Rockman was
Rockman was the heavyweight.
He was like 220.
Yeah.
I thought Tommy Fury was.
No. Tyson's 6'9", 6'10", something like that, heavyweight.
Oh,
Tommy's not. Yeah. But the case stands. You sit here accused of not fighting anybody that's your size for one, an actual fighter for two, and that means people don't give a shit. And if you keep playing this angle, no one's gonna care ever.
Well, I'm hoping his next fight is actually someone good, because I want to see what happens, man. Because part of me enjoys the way he's trolling the world by actually beating these guys. Yeah, like part of me enjoys like a good troll like that. It's like I can't be mad because that's what he wants.
Well, it's like a circus.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
so
it doesn't mean that anyone cares or gives a fuck.
Well, I mean, like how many people do you talk to, like just in everyday life that talk about boxing?
No,
boxing itself, like not like.
How many people do you run into that even talk about MMA? Not a lot.
More than boxing,
but a little bit more.
Yeah,
because like boxing is it's died out. Like there's still
dying.
There's still big purses because like in certain areas, in certain avenues, there's people that care about.
There's big purses, but the reason that you keep hearing these new promotions pop up is because promotions are going out of business left and right from paying people that much money because they need that name to get anyone ever.
Well, fighters don't want to fight unless they're getting paid. At that point, they've been in the boxing game for long enough.
Exactly. So you sit here and say like UFC is doing it wrong. UFC's still around.
Man, I'd love to get paid $300,000 for one weekend.
300,000. That's it.
Well, that's me taking it easy.
Yeah.
Hey, 300,000. I'm living good.
You hear a UFC fighter only made $50K for his fight, and then maybe another 50 if he got a performance bonus.
What you
don't hear is they give ghost bonuses, like like that don't get reported.
Well, and that's like Dana White talked about that. He's like, we hooked these guys up. We set them up.
Anthony Pettis has told the media he's gotten $1 million bonus more than once.
$1 million?
And nobody reports that to the
Rockhold,
commission.
I don't think he ever got one of those because he's
bitching. Yeah.
Well,
you gotta be a company guy, and Luke Rockhold is not a company
Anthony
guy.
Smith is also like a commentator and does a pretty good job at it. I don't necessarily like the guy, but he is good at what he does, and he stays in the top 5. I mean, fuck, man. He almost deserves it in a sense. His consistency.
How many big wild knockouts can you put on his name though, right? Like
Shogun? Didn't he knock Shogun the fuck out?
That's not in my head.
Before he fought John Jones, he was like a killer. And then he fought
he's
John
great.
Jones.
He's number 5 right now.
He beat all the old legends. He beat Rashad. He beat Shogun.
He's great.
Not Glover.
He's number 5 right now. He's also he joined in on Michael Bisping's podcast, Believe You Me.
I really don't like listening to him. I don't like the guy. I just respect him.
No, he does great commentary. He does great podcast analysis and stuff. Great breakdowns.
Yep.
And Michael Bisping's amazing. Michael Bisping can just riff fucking bullshit off the top of his head.
And that's why he's been a star since day one too.
But what I'm saying is where's that it factor? Where's that flashy knockout that people are going around talking about? His next when's his next fight coming?
Oh, as far as like that goes, no.
That's what they do these ghost bonuses for, right?
Oh, well,
like,
he has
you stick around
in the past,
and when your contract comes up next, you think about how we gave you this money.
If he got $1 million ghost bonus, I'm sure a lot of other people have too then.
Yeah, well, I mean, definitely.
Guys at the upper echelon, like at the top, the tippy top of the sport, like those guys that are in the top 10, they're getting taken care of. Like all of them. Yeah. Like look at Donald Cerrone. Like even Dana White did an interview. He's like, look at Donald Cerrone.
He's fine.
He's got boats, he's got trailers, he's got a ranch, he's getting into all these other things. Well, he used to fight all the time,
but 7 times in 1 year, one time.
But like Dana, like he takes care of people that he likes, and he takes care of people that are company boys. And like honestly, like that's great, and a lot of them get taken care of. The only tragedy is like the fighters that are just trying to make a name for themselves, the guys getting in there and they're only getting paid $12,000 to show, $12,000 to win, and like they're putting their life on
those guys aren't getting $1 million bonuses. Those guys
and they could run into a Khamzat Chimaev and get fucking derailed hard.
Those are the guys that like need more fighter pay, not the guys at the top. The guys at the top are making a decent amount. They don't need to make $300,000 in a fight.
The guys at the top are the ones bitching mostly, and it's crazy.
But I would like to think that like they could all stand together and like help the guys at the bottom, because I was actually I thought we were past the 12-12. Like the other day, I saw that. No, we're not, man.
It's what both people agree that they're worth.
Less,
you sign for it, right? It's a tiered system. It's what both people agree that this fight is worth.
For sure. But then there's Dominic Cruz. I don't know if you heard about him recently. So in his last fight, he got it was something like 180.
He's been on a big descent.
180,000.
Well, he used to get paid 300,000.
Yeah, he used to get paid more, right? And then it came out. He's like, "Oh, well, I manage myself. I don't pay for a manager." And then you look at the fighter pay, and Angela Hill got paid more than he did.
Well, yeah, Dominic
Cruz is like way bigger.
He gets mad at like sponsors and shit, and that he had a big falling out with Monster over their social media guy.
The Hans guy.
Yeah. He was like, "This guy just fucking." He like forces you to take pictures with him for his social media.
Oh, I remember that
bullshit. Yeah. And then so like Dominic's been independent ever since that. And like it's hard for
the manager though. Well, like everybody has a manager, he doesn't, and he's losing money because
managers help, but like
they negotiate your pay.
Managers are like you got to trust them with every single ounce. Like
so, if Ali Abdiz or whatever wanted to be your manager, you take that. No, that's the best manager you can get. I hate the guy. I hate him with a passion, but he's clearly the most successful manager in MMA.
He's great. There's Malky Kawa does like
didn't John Jones just fire him?
John Jones fired him. He does himself now too, just like Cruz. The problem is
everybody's getting too big to pay
No,
that percentage.
No, the problem with that situation is Cruz thinks he's still John Jones level, like he was 10 years ago.
Cruz is the GOAT. Like he's the 135 GOAT. He was the first, the longest.
I get it. I get it. Yeah.
No,
but he's not the Cruz that he was.
No.
And so they're paying him accordingly. Whereas John Jones knows, like,
Poor
I
Cruz,
still
he was
haven't
winning that Cheeto fight.
I still haven't lost. It says John Jones, right?
John Jones is gonna, man, mark my words. John Jones is gonna fuck people up when he comes back.
John Jones,
we'll see.
He fucked himself though with his sponsors and everything else. Like,
but Cheeto though, fucking
Cheeto was getting his ass whipped, and
when
then
he broke Dom's nose like that, dude, and he's like, he's like, it's a cool style. I just don't think it's good for MMA. And like,
he's a bad fighter. That's a bad style.
Right.
Every time I've ever gone too far, you know, like when I'm like learning how to like bob and weave or whatever slip, and I go too far, I've always been told you don't do that in kickboxing or MMA because they'll kick you in the head.
Same with
it's never happened to me, but that was a perfect example of why of how dominant Cruz has actually been lucky his whole career. He's done that his whole career, and that's never happened.
When you're young and you're that talented, you can he still had the skill to keep up with that technique, that's why only a guy like Dominic Cruz can do that.
Yeah, they're so small too, right?
And that's like only a guy like Anderson Silva can have the run that he had, because it's like individual skill sets, individual levels, like no two fighters are ever the same.
You'll see it. Like Josh Barnett was a UFC champion at 18, 19 years old. And that's heavyweight. You'll never see a heavyweight champion at 18, 19 years old anymore. It's just your body is
John Jones at 23.
That's 205 versus 260, right? Your body just isn't 265 pounds of matured muscle at 18. Right, like you're skinny, sinewy little bitch at 18.
Some humans are just born bigger, though.
That's true.
These young football players in the States.
That's the other thing.
Scary, some of them, man. They're like 18 years old.
If there was no such thing as football, then maybe you'd be worried about that. The thing is, when you're that prodigy, perfect Adonis god at 16, 17 years old, you're getting fast tracked into the NFL. You're getting fast tracked into the NBA, like a LeBron James or something, right? Yeah. You're not going to get even close to the UFC because you'll get paid better in college basketball than you will in prelims UFC, and you don't get punched in the fucking face.
But if you don't make the team,
then you come back as a washed up guy, just like you saw Brennan Schaub and Matt Mitrione and those guys that came back afterwards.
We've seen these football players come into the sport and actually make a mark. Even Greg Hardy, no one liked him, but how many fights did he win before he started losing? Like, people were watching him. You know what I mean? Like, and he had a bad past too, which maybe that was more why they were watching him. They wanted to get knocked out.
Well, people love, people love a story. People love a timeline drama. But also professional athletes, like you guys are talking about the NFL guys, like they're huge and everything, but in order to get into MMA and to be fully great, that's got to be your niche, and that's got to be the one thing. Like John Jones was a bouncer and a wrestler.
Well,
and then
plus his older brothers were fast tracked.
They were NFL guys.
He has the genetics and. Honestly,
and he was the smaller brother.
But let me ask you guys something. If John Jones didn't have the longest reach in the UFC and it was actually shorter than other guys, do you think he would beat the same?
He wouldn't be the GOAT, but he'd be really great.
This is what I mean.
Perfect body for fighting in that weight class.
If he just had 20 extra pounds on his upper body, he would have been in the NFL. He would have been in the NFL, and he would have never been John Jones of the UFC. I think.
Yeah.
Well, he got bullied by his big brothers. But
they were big boys.
They're big boys.
Let's just say, but the thing is, all his brothers, they're all successful athletes, and it makes no difference for him. He is a successful athlete as well.
Well, it
probably doesn't matter what he did. He was probably going to be successful. He's got the longest reach in the UFC. He's the perfect
built
height.
for it. Yeah,
Like he's built for it, and now he's going
Nobody
to
could
heavyweight, and
beat
he's
that
literally
guy.
as tall as all the other heavyweights. So it's like, and he has a longer reach than all of them. Still going up a weight class, it's like, man, I'm excited to see what happens. You know what I mean? Like, him against someone like Ngannou, that intrigues me more than a lot of things right now.
Like Ngannou's got to be like the same age or younger than him, right?
But no one knows how old Ngannou is.
We got some comments here. You can share.
Patty Pimpleton is fun to watch. Fight respect for that dude. Hell yeah. Larry Rogan said that it was the ticket sales, Madison Square
for
Garden.
the Jake Paul fight that fell through. Yeah.
Madison
Yeah, I
Square
heard that too. People,
that venue costs so much.
Fighter and the Kid was saying that too. It's or not Fighter and the Kid. It was the weighing in with Josh Thompson and Big John.
Okay.
Saying that people don't fucking pull out of fights, and this is Josh Thompson, a goddamn actual vet that's been around for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
People don't pull out of fights because of a fucking weight discrepancy, a 5-pound weight discrepancy a week or two
Jake
before.
Paul would though.
He would if he thought he was going to ruin his legacy.
I would too, dude. You got 5 pounds of me, that's a knockout shot.
He's playing a game, right?
I think the bigger thing is if they weren't going to make their money back on the ticket sales, then you don't rent the venue.
So there's that, but I also think that like Jake Paul gets a kick out of doing this because in his mind, I think he's beat Tommy Fury and he's beat this other guy now because the fight never happened.
Well, that's delusional.
But he blamed it on both of them.
Yeah. He can get ahead of the press and say whatever he wants.
Oh, they're scared to fight me. They all
but anyone,
like pro boxers do that.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not defending him. I'm just saying in his mind, in his mind, I think he thinks he's like winning because these things are happening.
And for the guy who doesn't think twice about it, sure.
That's
for
like
everyone
most
else,
public figures. Most of them are delusional.
No, I mean, like that's to get into like his mind. Like he thinks he's winning these fights by evading them like that. And now it makes him look more legit that these guys. Oh, he wasn't able to make it to the fight because he couldn't make weight. It's like, oh, he wasn't taking it serious. Like, man, he said all sorts of shit now to put it on the other guy.
I get it.
And same with Tommy Fury. Oh, he can't get a visa. Oh, these guys, they all have excuses, right? So in his mind, I think to him, these are wins. These are wins for him.
Yeah.
So like I'm not joking. I honestly think that he thinks he's more legit now because of all this. Wow. So like I think that's why he gets off on this, and that's why he keeps going from opponent to opponent. He's not like, oh, let's reschedule. He's like, oh no, I beat you. Next guy.
He's definitely a sociopath. Like,
that sounds like a Sean O'Malley or type or something. Who cares?
Well, like most like upper echelon professionals are sociopaths, man. Like,
you got to be to care that much
about yourself.
Yeah. Kevin Holland put out a new rap song. If anyone's interested,
do you want me to play it, or will we get copyright infringement?
You can try. Who cares if we get copyright? We don't make money.
End of the episode.
Is he following Tyrone's lead right here?
I couldn't tell. Oh yeah, Tyron. Yeah.
Oh, is it Tyron?
Tyron. Yeah.
The tyrant he used to be. Tyrant.
But I just saw it put out today. He actually did a new song. I don't know how to do this.
Kevin Holland rap.
Yeah, I sent you a little link. But other than that, what do we got? The goddamn Joe Biden's forgiving fucking student loans. Have you heard this?
Was it $10,000?
$10,000 out of anyone's fucking student loan thing. So it doesn't matter if you took a course on sucking dick.
People spent $300,000 on their fucking
$10,000 ain't much, but still, go fuck yourself.
But did you hear what people, when they asked him questions about that, did you hear what he answered?
No.
He's like, oh, all these companies getting tax breaks and blah blah. He just started rambling. They're like, what about the people who've already paid their student lones off? Don't you feel like they're getting shit on? And he's like, what about all the companies that don't even pay taxes? Don't you care about that? Like something like that. It was like, what the fuck, dude?
He's shitting the bed left and right. So dude, the idea is that
it's such a joke.
There is a law to where they can pay for veterans shit, and he piggybacked off that. Let's listen to the Kevin Holland rap.
money gon' keep us legit. Don't care what we hustle, don't care what we flip. HB's the team, you know we the shit. MG a baby, don't play with the click. Gotta get better protecting the neck. I 15 the neck, I iced out the swag. Feel my motors, I fed out the whip. T-top of floor, my waist really sick. They say that my money gon' keep us legit.
Worst.
Don't care what we hustle, don't care what we flip.
It's just like real trap.
He's a Texas guy.
All right, guys. So here it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow, there
He's
we
a
go.
superhero, bro.
Yeah. He fights crime in the evenings. Right on. But yeah, I know. Ooh. That doesn't work so much.
Oh my god, that Leon Edwards and Usman fight, that was nuts.
Yeah, so you guys
Let's
watched
talk
that.
about that for a little bit.
I remember I was in Burns Lake at my mom's house. I had a laptop in front of me. And I was like, I gave up on the fight. I was like, oh, this guy's broken. He's giving up on himself. And then all of a sudden it just fucking whap. And I was like, holy fuck, what's going on here?
It made me happy though.
And no one else is watching. I was the only one watching on this laptop. That's
like, everybody gave up on the fight.
I'm talking over here and there's a laptop right here. I'm just like, ugh. And I couldn't be like, wow.
Oh.
But
were you happy though?
Oh yeah, great.
It's a good thing for the division, I think.
No matter what, when the underdog wins,
that makes
the
division chaos.
What do you think about the Luke Rockhold Paulo Costa fight?
Well, let
that
me first.
It was entertaining.
Gritty fight.
Let me get something about the Leon Usman fight.
Okay, you do.
So, like, when I was watching that fight, first round went to Leon. Yep. He engaged wrestling. He was
took
pushing.
His back.
Yeah, took his back, advanced the position. Second round, Usman took it. Third round, Usman took it. Fourth round, Usman took it. Fifth round, like that whole breaking shit, like he wasn't looking at his coaches. So I'm beginning to start to think that maybe a little bit of him doubted himself, but at the same time, like obviously that coach fired him up, got him fucking.
When I say
up.
Breaking, I mean like in between rounds when he like. He's looking at the ground, like Buddy's talking to him. He's just like staring at his feet. That's what I mean. Like when you're not like into it, you're not going.
But that's just him feeling very sorry for himself because he is upsetting the guy that's invested so much love and time into him.
That guy even said, "Stop feeling sorry for yourself."
Exactly,
because he knows him. That's his coach. Like he knows him,
and they've been together since the start. And like probably since because he talked about like he went into the gym when he was 17, kept him out of trouble, and he told his mom he was gonna be a star and like they were gonna fucking go up.
Yeah, and his nickname is Rocky.
Yeah, and like that's so insane because like I saw him and then like in that last round, like he was looking at the floor, but like. When you're kind of in that and you're losing, like you're obviously gonna act like that because you're letting somebody you trust and that like you trust fully down, and like that feels like shit. So you always look down, and then when he came out in the fifth round, he finally threw the shot because like Usman got like super sloppy and was like, "Yo, I'm manhandling this guy. I can do whatever I want." And then he
in the grappling,
you didn't see him ever do that duck before, but then he does it because he thinks he can get away with it. He ate the feint, and then
it was almost exactly like John Jones in DC, back in the day. It was a low kick fake, and he established the low kick so many times that. Once he threw the 1-2,
he thought it was low
dips, and you try to like shift your feet away to avoid the low kick, and you leave your head right in the middle.
And Leon was throwing the low kick like the whole fight, but then that kick he threw was to the midsection, and Usman ducked into it because he moved into it, and like you can see it because he was like. Boom! And takes it right on the neck.
What's really interesting is that's actually how the weekend before's main event ended. With
Dominic Cruz and Chito Vera.
It was the same thing. Like if you look at the punches they threw before,
different setup, but same thing.
It was a very similar setup because it was literally like a left hand, and they ducked out of it to the left, and they threw a left kick.
Well, Dominic did his like trademark like dip, and then like he was.
But It's just,
and you can
you're right. Dominic did the
more
trademark
out of
dip.
Dominic.
Whereas like Usman, he just put his arm up, but not high
Usman got
enough. Not high
sloppy.
enough. The buddy's arm literally slid along.
Like he had it down at the bottom of
his
his chin, and he got hit in the neck.
And so like all I'm saying is like it was very similar to that in like it was like a punch and like I'm gonna punch you, but it was like a fake and then a left kick.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and he was like fighting southpaw.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Southpaw versus orthodox. Yeah.
Exactly. So like, and like once you're like, because they were both tired. Everybody in Utah that night was fucking tired. And like you were saying, the Luke Rockhold fucking Paulo Costa,
what a gritty
when
fight,
he was making out with him at the end with his blood. Oh my god, those boys are getting it on.
Yeah. That was rowdy.
Paulo Costa, he's like, oh, this weird thing. He's like, oh, I'd never feel it at the time. Like he was basically saying he didn't know what was going on. It just felt weird.
Well, yeah, because he like in jiu-jitsu, people rub their fucking foreheads on you. It
just feels like sweat.
Yeah. And like you're so greasy, and like the blood is extra grease. It's like super slippery.
Hell yeah. Shay says, good pod. I see future here. Yeah, man. And with that, it's like 2:04, man. I think
Should we sign out of here? I think this has been a great one, honestly. Andrew,
really
for people who don't know, Andrew is the moderator of this podcast. You'll see a wrench next to his name on the chat once in a while.
When our podcast upgrades to using that streaming program, it'll be because of him. He's the one that showed us the ropes. He's also the only person featured in the song that's going to be our outro.
Right.
Obviously, we have a band together, Moments of Clarity, but I'm going to play my favorite song, which literally is all him, all by himself. Every instrument, and he did the fucking lyrics. But Andrew, it's been fucking great talking about music, fights, fucking streaming.
It's been awesome.
Everything,
Thank you so
man.
much.
I don't know shit about fuck, but I love hanging out
But you told us all about it.
And it's been way too
Should
long.
we do the shot of whiskey now?
Yeah, let's do the
Let's
shot.
do it on the outro.
Okay, yeah, good call.
It's been way too long.
It's been too long. We've invited you like 3 or 4 times. Yeah.
I've been a bad friend. I have been a very
No, he's
bad
great.
It's all good.
You showed up in the long run, and you didn't fucking pass out on the ground, dude.
Yeah, dude.
How many beers is this?
From now on, that's going to be
That
an
looks
achievement.
like 9 in your hand.
As long as you don't
Oh,
pass out on the
God.
podcast, doesn't matter who you are, you fucking made it.
Yeah. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Alex. He's Jer. On behalf of Andrew Rolston, Rolliston, Stashio on the.
Stashio, we call him.
haven't asked Davey.
Yeah.
Davey was too scared to come up.
Hey, Kyle G just got in here. Touch me with
G
all that
saves
damn
lives.
mustache.
Hey,
Gee.
how is he messaging from the floor?
Oh,
Jesus
Kyle.
Christ,
Gee, I
Kyle.
thought you were still
down.
down
Oh,
here,
fuck,
bro.
you just woke up. But Kyle's
Thank
on
you.
next week, right, Kyle? You let him know.
We'll see.
I'm gonna show up if Kyle doesn't.
All right. Okay.
I'm Alex. He's Jer. Well, this has been the Crowded Room Podcast. Good night.
Hell yeah.
Yo, peace out, guys. Washed up.
Woo! It's up. It's up.
Fuck bitches.
Shots fired on fresh blood is what they got.
Shit.
Everybody
Peace.
wave.
Yo,
Bye, everybody.
let's get it. Crowded room.